Look, I get it. You want to become fluent in English, but just listening to something in English doesn't make you fluent. And only studying English grammar doesn't make you fluent. And even living in an English-speaking country doesn't make you fluent either. You have to speak English to become fluent in English. But what if I don't have anyone to speak English with? Well, this is not a big deal. I didn't have the opportunity to speak and practice English with someone either. But here I am. I made it. So definitely you don't need someone to speak English with in order to become fluent in English. You need a fluency technique. Today I brought you the best fluency technique of all time. It's English learner friendly. I mean, it's free. It's so effective. I swear by this technique because I owe my fluency to this technique. So we're going to talk about that. For those who don't know me, my name is Katy. I'm an English teacher. I'm also doing my master's degree in English literature. And I love making videos about what is the best way to learn English and sharing with you my own experience of learning English. So basically here on this channel, I'm your friend sharing with you all these stuffs. So my friends, let's hang out. So this fluency technique has 3 steps to achieve that fluency that we want. The first step is shadow and juggle. This is not just shadowing someone and doing the exact copy paste. This is more effective than that. It's that you play a part of a speech, you play a line, then pause, then try to deliver that line in your own words. Let me show you how to do it. This is part of a scene from the TV series Emily Dickinson. So let's do it.
I want you to publish this.
She wants him to publish this.
Whoa. Okay. You're finally gonna let me publish one of your poems?
Whoa, okay. She's finally gonna let him publish one of her poems? Let me pause here for a second. As you can see, I'm aware of this fact that when I change the subject, I must change the verb too. And this is called juggling. You know, I'm challenging my memory to provide me with something that I've studied before, but I might have forgotten it. But now I found the opportunity to recall and practice it in an efficient way. So now let's continue.
You can't print my name.
He can't print her name.
Why not?
Why not?
Because my father doesn't approve of women publishing.
Because her father doesn't approve of women publishing.
You deserve credit.
She deserves credit.
And you should stand up to your father.
And she should stand up to her father. This step is so effective and creates crazy efficient learning because you're exposed to how they use the language, how they use a certain grammar or a certain word in a particular situation to express themselves. And when you shadow and juggle, you learn it in much deeper level. You will develop intuition, meaning you're able to understand and use a grammatical rule or a word without thinking about it. It just naturally and easily comes to you because you heard and said it a lot that your brain and your mouth get used to it to say it that way. So when you're speaking and you say something wrong, you can sense that you're saying something wrong. Your intuition is like, I've never heard that. That sounds wrong. So it means you are close to fluency. Let's get one more step closer to fluency. Now we have step 2. In this step, we're going to make things a bit more challenging for our brains. So in this step, try to narrate that part of the speech that you were shadowing and juggling. So listen to that part of the speech again, but this time, listen to the entire part. Then pause, then use your own words to describe what has happened or what was said. Let me show you how to do it. Now I'm going to listen to that part again, to the entire part, and then put it into my own words to describe what has happened. So let's do it.
I want you to publish this.
Whoa. Okay. You're finally gonna let me publish one of your poems?
You can't print my name.
Why not?
Because my father doesn't approve of women publishing.
You deserve credit. And you should stand up to your father.
Alright, so I'm going to describe it this way. Emily gives George her poem and wants him to publish it. George gets so excited that she's finally going to let him to publish one of her poems. But she looks overwhelmed and nervous because her father doesn't approve of women publishing. But George encourages her that she has to stand up to her father because she's a genius and she deserves credit. This step is like having an English teacher telling you how to structure your own sentences, because you first listen to a speaker, you get a quick hint how to use a grammar rule or a word or a sentence pattern to describe something in that situation. So you learn from it, and then you make an attempt to put it into your own words to describe what has happened or what was said. So it's like having an English teacher giving you high quality feedback. Isn't that great? Have you ever had this feeling where you were like, oh, I wish I had an English teacher telling me how to structure my sentences, or, telling me what kind of grammar to use? Well, you have it now. I mean, metaphorically you have it. So practice this step to achieve that fluency and accuracy that you want. Step number 3. Try to learn any new vocabulary, idioms, phrasal verbs that come up in the scene or part of the speech that you are describing. It's so helpful and effective for building your vocabulary because it's in time learning. Let me explain. We have in time learning and in case learning. In case learning is something that you learn a bunch of new words, idioms, or whatever in case it becomes useful further down the line. And I know so many of you, including me in the past, fall into the trap of memorizing a bunch of new words just in case. But because it's not necessary for you to learn it right now, you forget it. So in case learning is a complete waste of time. Whereas in time learning is that when you learn a new word, when you need it, it becomes necessary for you to learn it. Then it becomes 100 times more useful to learn that word. Like when I tried to describe that part of the scene that I showed you, I had to use some of the words that the speakers used, like approve of someone or stand up to someone, right? So it became necessary for me to learn and use those words. It was applicable to me to learn that thing. I mean, what else I could use? So when you see new words in a scene that you are shadowing and describing, try to write them down and review them later. It's so effective. You can build your vocabulary in this way because you're encountering the thing first and then you're learning about that thing. So learning new words in this way becomes 100 times more useful. Now, if you want to learn how to memorize new words forever and not to forget them, I have a video on that. I'll put a link to that in the description below. So that was the fluency technique that I was so excited to share it with you. Take it seriously, practice it enough, and then you will get the result that you want. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.